all. I have called certain stalwarts of the industry, Mr. Arun Sharma and Shreyans Bhandari. They are going to tell you what is needed from accountants in today's world and what are the limitations that is with the freshers who are coming into the knowledge. So first, we will start with Mr. Arun Sharma. So Arun Sharma is a business consultant, life coach, and a keynote speaker. Mr. Arun is a fellow chartered accountant and has a rich experience of over 30 years with global clients in consulting, business structuring, trade structuring, business re-engineering, due diligence, and global accounting. He practices and believes in detached involvement, passion with awareness, enlightened billionaire, and enriching society. Arun is also associated with various organizations, including a school in the tribal area of Eastern India. He has delivered speeches in Indonesia, Thailand, Finland, and Singapore. Mr. Arun is currently a resident of Singapore along with his family. I please forward to you, sir.
Welcome to the world of accounting, where everything counts, where everything is measured by money. Welcome to the world of taxation, where a fine is paid for doing wrong and tax is paid for doing right. Welcome to the world of Excel, where you are lost in sheets, sometimes in spreadsheets and sometimes in balance sheet. Good afternoon, my dear friends. My CA friend Vijay had a daughter named Neha, and she was of a marriageable age. So my friend wanted to obviously get his daughter married. But daughter was very adamant not to marry. So he asked me, Arun, can you help me? Can you counsel my daughter? I said, why not? I can give it a try. I spoke to that young girl and I asked, what's wrong with you? Why you don't want to marry? She said, no, my father is insisting to marry a chartered accountant and I don't want to marry a chartered accountant. I said, what's wrong with chartered accountant? Your father is a chartered accountant. I am a chartered accountant and possibly your cousins and your uncles are also. She said, no. These people, they don't have sense of humor. I said, oh, I see. And what else? No, these people, they don't have sense of humor and they don't have work-life balance. So because of these two reasons, I don't want to go for, because I see my father is a workaholic working 24/7. So, I can't. So I said, this is amazing. So, but eventually anyway, Neha married to a chartered accountant and she's very happily settled. That's a different story altogether. But then, that gave me a clue that we chartered accountants, we accountants, we need to have a sense of humor. That is very important. Otherwise, there'll be monotony, there'll be boredom in life. So sense of humor is a serious life skill, which we need to have. Another one, which she said, work-life balance. Yes, work-life balance is also quite important because this work-life balance is all about time management. It's all about your priorities. It's all about balancing home and office. So obviously that is also equally important. So when we go into accountancy, we must understand that these two things are very important. When a young girl chooses an accountant as a husband, she would look for these qualities. So other than whatever you are going to acquire, you must also have these qualities. Because you don't only need a job, you also need to get married in life. When I passed out my CA exam, my boss asked me, what are you going to do? I told him I want to do my accounting practice. So he told me, let me give you some tips. So the same tip I'm going to give it to you. I'm passing it on to you. He asked me that how much, if an engineer is asked how much is 1 and 1, he would answer 2. And if the same question is asked to a lawyer, how much is 1 and 1? The lawyer would answer 11. 1 and 1 makes it 11. And if the same question is asked to an accountant, how much is 1 and 1? He would say, sir, how much do you want it to be? So now you understand accounting profession. Accounting profession is very dynamic, very creative, and full of possibilities. There could be many answers to a problem. There is no fixed answer in accountancy. And one more thing I learned from this answer, that you don't be a perfectionist when you start your career. You have to be practical. As an accountant, you have to be very practical, be at home or in the office. Otherwise, what happens is things get a little difficult. For instance, you want to get into a website and there it says, I have read the terms and conditions. You always check mark and you have never read it. So we understand. So it's not that you are lying it. You are being authentic, but then still, that's the way life runs like that. Every time we check mark, I agree. And that who reads those terms and conditions? They run into a few pages. And nobody has read those terms and conditions. Many years ago, I was having a flourishing accounting firm in Calcutta, and then I wanted to, offload some work. So I called somebody for an interview. That gentleman, he looked to me around 50-year-old. So I asked him, how much is your experience? So he said, 60 years. So I said, you look only 50 years and your experience is 60 years. How is that possible? He said, sir, for last 30 years, I've been doing double shift. So, in accounting profession, it is not the aging which counts, it is the experience which counts. How many years you have worked, that is not really important. How much experience you have acquired. That aging, you may be just doing some work mechanically, so that is not experience. Experience is when you go deep, dive into that, you understand that, you derive a new way of working on that, and you find out a better way of doing. Something what you were doing few years ago would take you 1 hour. Today, possibly that should take you only 5 minutes. So that is how you, as an accountant, you keep on progressing, you keep on involving. And as an accountant, you should never watch 20-20 matches. You should always be involved with 20-20-20 therapy. Now, you must be very anxious. What is this 20-20-20? You see, every 20 minutes, you should be taking a break for 20 seconds and looking at a distance of at least 20 feet. Otherwise, you all will have specs the way I am having and Suraj is also having. So you, as an accountant, if you want to be without specs, then this is a technique, 20-20-20. Every 20 seconds when you're in front of the computer, take a break for 20 seconds and look at a distance of 20 feet at least. So give some relaxation to your eyes. Otherwise, once a friend of mine who's in Calcutta, he was doing a roaring practice of accountancy, and now he's no more doing it just because of his eyes are no more, no more suitable. A doctor has asked him that if anymore you sit in front of the computer, possibly you won't be able to do it. So this is another thing, that not only you should acquire a lot of skills, but these are the care on the side which you must be taking. See, most of us don't get a chance to speak at home. We understand that. But so I never got a chance to speak at home. That's why I became a public speaker, because at least outside home I can speak. See, on a forum like this, I can speak. At home, I cannot speak. I have a ration of words. I cannot speak more than certain number of words. So you must have communication skill. If you want to be visible, if you want to be known, if you want to get promotion, and if you want to be, when a delegation comes, if somebody has to do a presentation, then it will be you. So you must have that power of speaking. You must know how to choose your words. Another thing, you will realize that the word bookkeeping has lots of double letters, double O, double K, and double bookkeeping. What is a double O, double K, double E? Yes. So everything is double. So whenever, as an accountant, when you give a figure to anybody, to a bank or to an institution or to your boss or to your auditor, you must double check it always. Because this is a unique word in English, bookkeeping, where everything is double. And so this prompts you to do a double check. Because once you give the figure, that is a final figure. It's not that I'm not sure about it, I'm not. So these things, so you must be very sure about it. As an accountant, you cannot be casual with numbers. You cannot give that number to your boss or to anybody else casually, or to government. You have to be double sure. Once you give it, that means that's the final figure. There's no change in that. So as an accountant, you must be very particular about that. As an accountant, you must be very technology oriented. Nowadays, you have to know everything related to technology, because technology will reduce your burden of work. Technology will make you more productive. Technology will make you smarter. Technology will make you faster. Because those traditional methods, you must be aware of, you must know those things. But then you have to apply technology to move forward. The word account, because Suraj asked me yesterday, would you share some tips? So I thought of this word account. So every accountant must have an account. And when I say the word account is an acronym where A stands for accounting. So you must possess the knowledge of accounting. As an accountant, you must possess the knowledge of accounting. And not only accounting, you must understand the flow of the entry. You must be able to analyze the balance sheet, profit and loss, cash flow. And you must be able to understand and make others understand also. The second letter in account is C. So you must be computer savvy. C stands for computer savvy. So you have to know Tally, you have to know Excel, you have to know how to do GST filing, you have to know how to do your income tax filing. These are the basics. You have to know this is the minimum. These 4 skills you must have, and plus many more. More the merrier. It's not this is limited to these 4, but then these 4 are basics. You have to, you can't negotiate on these 4. And the second C, first was accounting, second was computer savvy, and third is communication skill. As an accountant, you must have communication skill. Because in today's world, if you don't have a communication skill as an accountant, you'll be sitting in one corner of the office and you wouldn't be visible. You'll be doing everything. You'll be the first one to come to the office. You'll be the last one to leave the office. You'll be doing the bulk of the work and you wouldn't be visible. The world wouldn't know you. That is unfair. So once you are into communication skill, then yes, the whole world will know you. Whole world will understand that yes, this organization, the burden of this organization is resting on this person. So that is very important, that you must have a communication skill. In today's world, chartered accountants are thought leaders. Accountants are, running many organizations. In certain companies, accountants are even CEO. Accountants are even managing directors in some companies. So you must have a communication skill. You cannot get away from this. The 4th letter is O. Now you must be objective driven. What I mean by objective driven is there'll be so many deadlines as an accountant. You will have to meet so many deadlines, so many targets, so many filings. Your boss would give you some work, and so you must give him an appropriate deadline. You can't tell him, okay, tomorrow I'll give you, and then you're not able to give him that work. So government deadlines, bank deadlines, your boss's deadline, and then share market deadlines, and there are so many reporting requirements are there. So you must be objective driven. When you walk into your office in the morning, you must know that this is what I'm going to accomplish today. You must know. Before, preferably last night before you leave your office, you would know that tomorrow these are my priority. This is how I'm going to tackle my day. Other than that, the ACCOU, U is upgrade. Just because you have become an accountant, just because you have found a job, just because you're getting a fat salary, that does not mean that the whole thing has stopped. Everything comes to a halt. No, you have to keep on upgrading your skills. As a chartered accountant, even now, I come across so many things which I don't know. So I have to abreast myself with those things. I have to read many articles. I attend many seminars. I go to various forums. What for? Just to upgrade myself, just to know what is the latest. So you have to do the same. And you have to be adaptable to change. You cannot resist change. In today's world, everything is changing so fast. Your websites are changing. Till yesterday, you were doing filing in a certain way. Now today, the filing system has changed. So everything is changing. This is a dynamic world. You cannot say it is my way or highway. No. You have to keep changing. You have to keep upgrading. Just because you have become a professional, that doesn't mean that everything has come to a stop and you will stop learning. You have to. This is a being an accountant, that means a continuous learning, and learning wouldn't stop. It will go on and on. The next word is, next letter is N. N is for networking. Now, this is so important, I can tell you how this has helped me in my life, networking. If you have networking, then what happens? Your avenues for the future are open. Your growth potentials are there. Say, God forbid, you lose your job for some reason. And if you have a network of 200 to 300 people, it's very easy to find another job. It's very easy. You can just spread the word in the network that I'm looking for a job. And if people know you, they believe you, they rely on you, it's very easy to get a job. Today also, I am into certain groups where almost every day I get messages that jobs are available. So you must be having a good network of, and you also need network for one more reason. Being an accountant, when I started my CA practice, I was quite new. That was in the year 1987. So I had a group of 15 to 20 friends. Every day we used to meet over a cup of tea in the evening and we would exchange ideas, how to do this work, because everything I don't know, somebody knows something better, and somebody else knows something better, I know something. So we would exchange ideas. So we would, within our group of 15 people, we could manage any work, whether it is a share market work or in a new kind of accounting, new kind of auditing, new kind of report, or a report for a bank, or whatever, evaluation report, whatever. So we could manage anything. Not that we all knew everything, but then yes, the group of 15 knew, so we could exchange. So you must have a network. If you are alone as an accountant, then it becomes difficult. So you must have a network of your friends, network of your accountants, network of your mentors. So you must have a couple of mentors. And you cannot tell your boss at any given point of time, no, this is out of syllabus. If he tells you to do something, you can't tell him, this is out of syllabus. This Suraj sir did not teach us, this particular thing, so I don't know. No, you cannot say that. As an accountant, you are expected to know anything and everything. You are the final word in the organization. So as a result of that is possible only if you maintain a networking. If you are having a network, what will you do? You will just write down that problem in the WhatsApp and there will be 20 replies from so many people. So many people will suggest you do like this, do like this, do that. So in the eyes of your management, you look very brilliant. They will say, oh my God, this gentleman knows the answer to all the problems. So that is the power of networking. You must have a healthy network. The bigger the network, better it is. In today's world, network is your net worth. And the last T stands for taxation. So you have to know the basics of income tax. You have to also know the basics of GST. So these things are inevitable. You have to know. There is no choice. So these are, so I coined this just 10 minutes ago. Before this speaking, I thought, so I'll repeat this. A is for accounting. So not only you know accounting, you also know the flow of the entry. You must know the analysis of the reports and such like things. And C is you are computer literate, computer savvy. Another next C is communication skill. Then O is you must be objective driven. You must know what is the objective for today, what is the objective for this week, what is the objective for this month, and so on and so forth. So you must know your targets. When will you give report to the bank, inventory report to the bank? When will you give balance sheet to stock exchange? And various other reports as an accountant you have to give it. The next is U, which is you must upgrade and must not be change resistant. You should not resist change. Changes will be there in our, and you should welcome change. You should, in fact, invite change. You should initiate change. Not only wait for change to come. You should initiate change. And the next one is N. N is for networking. And the last one is T. T for taxation. So, ladies and gentlemen, and one more thing which I learned from my seniors, from my bosses. My boss told me once that, Arun, you must wear a tie. I was wondering, what is he talking? Why is he talking? He's asking me to wear a tie. I've never worn a tie, excepting maybe on a few occasions. So I said, sir, you don't wear a tie and you are asking me to wear a tie. He said, no, tie, you mistook me. Tie does not mean that tie which in the neck which you wear. Then I said, sir, what do you mean by tie? He said, tie is a word, it's an acronym which means trust, integrity, and ethics. As an accountant, this is a very significant ingredient. Companies rely on you. You are seen as a trustworthy person. If the trust is broken, no matter how intelligent you are, your value is lost, your brand is lost. So trust, integrity. As an accountant, millions of dollars will be handled by you. Millions of dollars. All the passwords will be with you. Everything will be handled by you. Management, you will be the most dependable person for the managing director in the company. You are the eyes, you are the ears, you are the nose of the company. Everything is transparent. You will know more than the managing director about the company. You know the inside of the company. You know everything about the company. So if you don't have trust, integrity, and ethics, it's very difficult to really rise very high as an accountant. That is my understanding. I have understood this because people rely on you. People give their income tax file to you because they know that you are not going to share that information with anybody. It'll be you are the graveyard. Every information will be dug in, left to you, and that's it. So you must be very, very reliable as an accountant. This is, even if you are little less talented, that is okay. But then you cannot compromise on this. Trust, integrity, and ethics. Now, friends, I would like to tell you that as an accountant, when you do accounting of life, you must get credit for all the good karmas. You must have debits for all the bad karmas, and you should never go out of balance, because your karmic balance, your karmic accounting is equally important as much as your financial accounting. So do good karmas so that you build up a fixed asset called prosperity and happiness. Thank you.